Hi, this is Ron Widener, and I'm coming to you again from my backyard here in sunny Florida. So it's time to set up my range and sight in my air rifle. So to do that, I'm going to need a few things, and it's fairly easy to do. But one of the most important things you're going to need is a backstop and a target. Okay. Of course, your pellet gun and pellets, right? So let's go ahead and show you some of these things and then we'll get started, okay? Hold on. So one of the things that you need to consider is your backstop. Before you sight in your air rifle, make sure that whatever is behind your target is not going to get hit by anything, or if it does get hit, you don't care about it. So I have this plywood backstop, and it's a sheet of plywood followed by a cavity, and then several sheets of plywood behind that. So the idea here is the pellet will go through the first sheet of plywood, hit the second layer of plywood, which is several layers thick, ricochet around inside the cavity, and then fall to the ground, and keeping everything safe and no ricochets. So that is one of the first and foremost things to consider for safety. And now I'll get to all the other things that you're going to need in order to sight in your air rifle. Okay, so you'll need a target, of course, and inside this folder is where I keep my targets. You need safety glasses. Here we have a multi-tool, which I need the screwdriver for to adjust the scope. We have a pencil. I use a stapler here in order to attach the target to the backstop. We'll have some tape. It doesn't really matter what kind of tape it is, but this is inexpensive tape, and I use it to cover up holes. And then finally we have some pellets. And as you'll see in a few minutes, or in a moment here, you'll need to make sure that you get the right targets for the job. You don't want, well, you just want to make sure that the bullseye on your target is very small, because if you aim small, you miss small. So that said, I'll go ahead and set up this target. I'll staple it to the backstop and show you what that looks like in just a moment. For these targets, really, I spared no expense. You want to make sure you get really good targets. Okay, hold on. As you can see, this is the perfect target. Very small bullseye, which I penciled in right here. Okay, fantastic. So we'll go ahead and get set up downrange. Okay, so with that, I'm going to head downrange and set up the camera downrange, and you'll get a shot at the pellets actually hitting the target. Now, I don't think I'll come anywhere near the bullseye to start with. In fact, I already know that the rifle is shooting high and I think to the left. So we'll shoot at the bullseye. And wherever the pellets hit, that's where it hits. So we'll just stick to shooting at the bullseye. We'll shoot 5 rounds and make sure that we're getting a good tight group, as small as possible. And then we'll adjust the scope and try and see if we can't zero in on what it is that we're trying to shoot at, which is that teeny tiny little bullseye. Okay, hold on. So this is the shot group is way high, and I have on my multi-tool, I have a little ruler, and we're going to see about how high it is. And from the center to this dot right here, to this hole, is about 2 inches. a little less than a little bit more than 2 inches. So I want to move this down 2.5 inches to get to the center of this target. Also, all these are to the right of the center by splitting the difference by about 1 inch. So I want to move this down 2.5 inches and then to the left about 1 inch. And I'll show you how I do that in just a moment. Okay, so on the top of the scope and on the side are 2 covers. And this cover here on the side is what you use to adjust the scope left or right, and the top is up and down. In order to adjust this one to the left, I need to turn this clockwise. And at its 1 click, you can hear this thing clicking when I start turning on it. At 100 yards, it's 1 click per 1/4 inch. So I'm only at 30 yards. So I need more clicks is essentially what I'm getting at. So to move it a 1/4 inch, it's gonna be approximately 3 clicks, and I need to move it 1 inch to the left. So 3 clicks, I need to multiply that by 4, so that's going to be 12 clicks approximately to move it 1 inch to the left. And I'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to use my multi-tool in order to do this. And I have a screwdriver, and I'm going to put it here. And we need to move it approximately 12 clicks. So let's see if you can hear this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a guess. I don't know that that's where it's going to be, but we just moved it probably 1 inch to the left. And we need to move the other one down. So to move the other one down, we'll take off the cover. And I'll read it real quick to see what it says. So at 100 yards, this thing adjusts 1 click, a 1/4 inch at 100 yards. So I'm not at 100 yards, like I said, I'm at 30. And to adjust it up, I would go counterclockwise, but I want it to go down. So let's see here, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's going to be 30 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And hopefully that is the adjustment for this scope. I covered up the holes that I shot the last time with some tape. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to the 30-yard mark and shoot 5 more rounds and see what that does for our shot group. Okay, so it looks like it's a little low, so I guess 30 was a little bit too many. So I'm gonna adjust it up a little bit, and I'll change the paper target out. I'm gonna shoot, and I'll probably do that a couple more times. You know, shoot a couple times, 5 shots, shoot 5 shots, check the target, change it around, and then see where we go. So I won't make you sit through all that. It's probably be 2 or 3 more times of of actually doing that. But that's pretty much the gist of it. We're getting pretty close. Still looks like we're a little bit low, and I'll go ahead and say a little bit to the right. It would appear, but the shot group isn't so bad. As you can see, it's about 2 fingers in either direction. So you know, I don't know, what is that, about 1.5 inches. So that's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and shoot one more time. Before I set this camera up for the last time on this target, I thought I would give you a little bit of perspective as to how big the circle that I'm shooting at is. So here's a quarter, and so as you can see, the circle that I'm shooting at is about, I don't know, maybe 50% bigger than a quarter. About, you know, so just a little bit bigger than a quarter. It's probably about the size of a 50-cent piece or something like that. Have it. That's how to sight in your rifle. Any rifle is about the same process. You know, some might adjust a little differently or something like that, but that's pretty much how you adjust it. You aim at a small target. Make sure that you don't change where you're aiming. Don't try and fix it. Just aim at a small target and adjust the sights left or right, up or down. Try and make sure you're holding as still as possible and shooting as accurately as possible. And that's it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, please enjoy the channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.